Hello, I'm Michael Davis. Welcome to CIS 101 Microcomputer Applications. I was the course developer for this course. I may or may not be your course facilitator. If not, he or she will introduce themselves soon. I'm videotaping this introduction from my home office storage room. That's what happens when a couple has different ideas about how to use a room. Wanted to give you a short introduction to the course, show you around the website so that you might be prepared to succeed the way you want. So why don't we get started? Okay, here we are on the main page of my UM. On the left hand side I see my courses, and then I see CIS 101. Your section number might be different than this, but it would be CIS 101. And here you see the main page of CIS 101. Actually, the only difference between what you're seeing now and what you'll be seeing yourself is that I'm working on the video, the introductory video, and that will be in this page in this area somewhere. All right, let's scroll through this thing and go down to the bottom. And there you see the course checklist. Now what you would want to do is go over here and click that pop-out button, and then come up here and click download and download it to your computer, print you out a copy so that you can use it to track your progress through the course. I already have a copy of it, so I'm not going to do any downloading at this point in time. So let's go back up here to the top, and there is our main web page. Let me open up Microsoft Word, and here is that course checklist. I would print this thing out from Microsoft Word so that I have a hard copy, and I see the things that we're going to be doing as we proceed through this course. All right, and I see it says first section is main page. There's a welcome to Microcomputer Applications, course announcements, and introduction. All right, let's close this and take a look at it. Welcome to Microcomputer Applications. There's some information for you to examine right there. You notice the instructions tell you to read carefully. Tells you about the Student Support Center, when you can receive assistance. There's a netiquette document they would like for you to look at. And I see an academic integrity agreement link that the School of Business and the Adult Programs area would like for you to complete. So you would do that. And then still in the welcome area, I see some information about the course and its requirements and how it's composed. Next, we go down here to announcements, and I see be sure to check your email. So I'll have to read more so I can see the whole announcement. Use that. This is for the checklist. Use it to track your progress. Okay, that's good. Remember, you only have so many weeks to complete this course, and how many weeks that is will depend upon the class you're taking. And there's a great deal of work to do. Check this blog frequently. If you have questions, you may post them here. If you monitor the blog and answer another student's question before the facilitator does, you'll receive extra credit. Well, that's good. So you'll want to watch this section throughout the time you're in the course. Let's click back up here on the top and get back to our main page again. All right, that was the announcements. Here's that introduction section that the checklist told us we needed to look at. We need to read this information and be sure that we've got it all. This is a general discussion portlet. If I'm the facilitator, I don't think I'm going to be using that. If your facilitator does use it, I'm sure you'll be receiving more information about it. And there is the checklist. Okay, so let's scroll back up to the top. And let's go back to our piece of paper, and now we can check that off, that one, and that one. Next, we'll see the main page left panel. Technical help, syllabus, course information, student support center, and a bunch of things under there. Okay, well, let's go look at it. All right, I'm going to change my view to view as student. Now there you go. This is what you'll be seeing. There's the technical help, And that's if you have problems finding your way around MyUM, that's where you would go to find a solution for that. I see class roster. The checklist did not tell you to go look at that, but why not? There's where you would find a list of your classmates and your professor. Coursework, didn't tell you to check that either, but you probably would be well advised to do that. And here you have all of the assignments that you will be doing in this course. And you can see you have a lot of work to do. All right, at the top here, this is Module 1, that's hardware, software, and internet. Then Module 2 is the history section. And the bulk of the course is going to be Module 3. So as you're taking this course, you need to know that you're going to go get through this area pretty quickly. This area is going to take some time. Here is our exercises that will be in the book that we'll be following. These are the assignments that we will have to complete on MyTLab. And these are the end of chapter quizzes that we will have to complete on MyTLab. So as the welcome letter told you, you've got quite a bit of work to do, and you do not want to procrastinate. All right, next is the grade book. Well, you can look at that anytime you want to, see how your grades are turning out. Here is the syllabus. This is more or less of a contract that tells you exactly what this course is all about. And then finally, there's the course information here, and that shows you your facilitators or professors and the schedule of the course and a brief description. Okay, for some reason, in student view, I'm not seeing the subsections, so I'm going to switch back to my view. I believe you are seeing the subsections, and there they are. And here it said to go to Student Support Center. So you would go to Student Support Center, and here's an introductory page on the Student Support Center telling you what is there. There's a roadmap of what this course is all about. You see it right over here. There's a page with a roadmap on it. I think your checklist pretty well handles that very well. Here are some handouts. Let's take a look at the handouts area. And I see that the Netiquette guide is there. Okay, that would be worthwhile. You should take a look at that. When you're online and you're talking to somebody via the keyboard or microphone, they aren't necessarily seeing your face. They're not seeing your body language. And therefore, you have to be really careful what you say. You know, sometimes when we can write something, we think we're being funny, but without seeing the context of you talking, the person you're talking to may not see that same thing. And so you need to be very careful with that. So anyway, there's that. Then we take a look. There's the MyTLab section. Now, MyTLab is the publisher's website, and it has some additional assignments and end of chapter quizzes that you will be required to complete. In order to gain access to the MyTLab, you should have an access code. Now, if you bought a book from the bookstore, it came with a code attached to it. If you bought a used book, the code is only good for one semester, therefore you can't use it, but there are instructions on how you can go, and as a matter of fact, there they are, the student PDF, on how you can go get your own code. And then you can use that used book. Unfortunately, I don't believe you save much money by buying a used book, because the code costs almost as much as a book if you buy it separately. All right, and if you decide that if you are comfortable working with an ebook, when you buy this code, it comes with an e-version of our textbook. So you really don't have to buy a hard copy of the book. You get one when you sign up for your access code that you can access online, if you're comfortable with that. I happen to be one of those guys that uses an ebook a lot, and so I prefer them. All right, let's say here are instructions, and here's a video that I made to show you how to sign up for your MyTLab account and enroll in our class. It is a little bit dated. I used it a while back, and but it will be similar to what you will be seeing. And of course, this document right here came directly from your course, and therefore the instructions in there are very accurate. You need to do that. MyTLab is not optional. It is a requirement. You have to get it. We will not, as you can see from the checklist, we will be doing modules 1 and 2 first, which do not use MyTLab. So you have a little while to get signed up and get everything set up. When we go into module 3, MyTLab represents 2/3 of that module. So you're going to have to complete it. As I said, MyTLab is not optional. It is required, and if you do not want to use it, then my suggestion is you need to drop the course. All right, looking at the facilitator's guidelines, that I don't think is for you. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. This is information about what the facilitator will be doing. This one may vary depending upon your facilitator, but he or she will monitor email and all discussion portlets at least once a day, Monday through Friday, for communication from students, and will respond within 24 hours. If a student has a problem or a question about any material or assignment in a unit, email the facilitator or post the issue to the module's discussion portlet. If you post it to the discussion portlet and another student answers the question that you've placed, they will receive some extra credit. Otherwise, the facilitator will answer your question. If it's a private question that you don't want to share with the rest of the class, then the way to do that is by email. Okay, I believe that completes. I'm going to go back up here and click on Microcomputer App. These are called breadcrumbs. You see them right across the top right there? You can get backwards anywhere you want to very quickly by clicking on this, and it takes us back to our main page. All right, I believe that completes that. Let's go down here to our this. We did that, check. Did that, check. We did that, check. We did that, all of those items. Well, you would have downloaded the MyTLab instructions, you would have watched the video, and you would then set up your MyTLab account. You would do those things, but once you did, you would check them off, and we are ready to start with our modules. All right, let's go back up here and take a look at our first module, Module 1. I'm going to throw this thing into student view again just to see if it looks right. All right, there you are in student view for Module 1. Here's a description of Module 1. It's on computer hardware, software, and the internet. Tells you some information about it. This is that portlet, that discussion portlet, where if you have questions, you can submit them right here, and either the professor or another student will answer it for you. If you look over on the left-hand side, you see the 3 sections of the Module 1, hardware, software, and binary. Let's click on hardware. Now when you click on any one of these sections, what you will see will be the same from one section to another overall. They all start off with a checklist of what you will need to do to complete that section. It tells you that there's a study guide handout for you down here. There it is. There's the study guide handout that we would download. And then after that, it says there are 4 videos on computer hardware that you should watch. If I look down here, there they are, the 4 videos, okay? It says that after the videos, there's a supplemental videos by Dr. Richard Feynman. Dr. Feynman was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. I found this video here of him giving an introduction to computers that I thought was interesting. It is not required, but you might be interested in watching him. After Dr. Feynman's presentation, you'll find your first homework assignment. Well, let's go down here to look. There it is. That's Feynman. Here it is. End of chapter quiz. So you would need to do the quiz on this hardware section. And it gives you all the instructions that you need, and it also gives you a link to the quiz. So I click that link and it takes me straight over to the quiz, and this is where you would see it. I'm not, because we're in as a professor. All right, let's go back. And then after the quiz is a paper. That completes the hardware unit of Module 1. I'm going to come back up here and click on Module 1 again, and I'll take a look at Software and Binary Unit, and you'll see that it's got the checklist, it's got some videos, it has an assignment down at the bottom. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to Module 1 again. Internet would be the same thing. So when we finish these three subsections, hardware, software, binary, and internet, we will have completed Module 1. Then we go back to Microcomputer Applications. We would see Module 2. Click on that one. There you see a description of it. Down here you see the blog again, where you can ask questions. And over on the left-hand side, you see a number of subsections on history. Depending upon the version of the course that you're taking, all of them will have history 1, 2, and 3. So we would select our first subsection on history, for example. And here's that checklist. Tells us everything we're going to do. Here's some videos down below it. And down at the bottom there's an assignment that goes along with History 1. As you can see, everything that you need is contained within these sections. I'm not going to continue on discussing about Module 2 because they're all pretty much the same type of configuration. All right, so let's go down here and scroll down and look at Module 3. Now, looking at Module 3, we have an introductory page. It tells you everything there is to know about Module 3. There's that forum that allows you to put questions out there that faculty and facilitators and students can answer for you. And here's a lovely fellow. And then look up here at the top on the left-hand panel, you see we've got 4 sections to Module 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Module 3 is a bear. It's going to take you some time to do it. There are 14 sections to Module 3 in Windows, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. 14 units. Of those 14 units, there's something on the order of 28 different assignments that you'll have to do. So you do not want to procrastinate. You want to get busy on this one. Let's take a look at the first one. Let's look at Word. Microsoft Word, and here you see the introductory page to the Microsoft Word section of Module 3. And it tells you a little bit about it. And if you look over on the left-hand side, there are the 3 exercises. These are 4 exercises that we'll be doing in Microsoft Word. So if I click on the first one, 2A resume, you're going to find that it looks just like all of the other units that we had. It starts off with a checklist telling you exactly what you need to do to succeed. Follow the instructions carefully. There's a reading assignment. The reading assignment happens to be our textbook. Let me go take a look at our textbook. So I'm going to log in to my IT lab. Click on 2013, log in. And here is our course right here. And I'll look at, there's custom e-text. And here is a picture of our textbook. This is where I usually work. We look at the various concepts, getting started with Windows 8. We're going to be in Word and Excel. That what we just left was the Word section. Well, there it is. I click on that. That takes me straight to the exercise on Microsoft Word. You would use your book and you would follow these instructions page by page by page. I go to the next page. There's a resume. That's what we're about to do. Shows you what you're going to create in the process of doing this. It tells you what files you're going to need, and if you do need a file, they'll be on your web page as one of the handouts. It's going to tell you the name, how to save the file, your last name, your first name, 2A, and resume. Go to the next page, and here are step-by-step instructions on how to do the exercise. This is the easy part. Start Microsoft Word. Okay, we'll go down here. We would fire up Microsoft Word. Then it would say, then it says, and I'd keep going back and forth between Word and this. Here's Word. Okay, there that is. I'm going to go back now to the book. Okay, what's next? Click Show Hide. I'll go back to Word. There's Show Hide. Pop. Okay, I go back to the textbook. All right, I did that, and it tells you where it is. If the rulers do not display, click the View tab and show the rulers. All right, well, let's go back up here. I do have rulers, but I'm going to click View anyway. And there's that check mark it was talking about. Okay, that's good. Let's go back to our textbook. And there you go. That's how you would work this course. You walk right through it, and it walks you through it step by step, telling you everything you need to do. That's the easy part. Next comes, there's a reading. And the reason that there's a reading is because you go into this textbook, you'll see a certain amount of verbiage. You see this? Table is an arrangement of information organized into rows and columns. The row and column, you need to study this. You need to make notes on this area because this is your reading and this is what you're tested on in the end of chapter quiz. Not the hands-on stuff. You're doing that for credit. That's true. But the testing is on this information right here. So you'll need to study that. So there's your reading. Here's the narrative for the Word 2A resume. All right. And this is basically the same thing it told you on that in the book. It says it starts on page 146 and ends on page 158. That's good. There is the file that you will need to download. So you would download that and make sure you know where you put it so that you can get it. And then once you've finished this exercise, then you go to the next section. It says the assignment for this section, for this unit. And so I come down here and I click on this link and it would take me back to my IT lab and go to the course and go to course materials, and here you see Word Chapter 2 Grader Project First Assignment. Click that. There it comes. Took it a while. And here you have that first assignment. We would download some files and we would start working our way through it. The difference, and it's the same kind of thing that we do in that hands-on exercise. The difference is that they don't tell you step by step how to do it. Therefore, you would need to minimize this and go back to your e-text. If you can't figure out how to do something, the step that they're telling you to do will be in either section A that you do for credit or section B. You would have to look through both of them to find that step. Okay, let's go back to our MyUM. And that would finish. Then we would go, after we finish that exercise, then we would go down here and do the My IT Lab end of chapter quiz, which will quiz us on that reading material that I told you about. All right? All of these sections in Module 3 are pretty much the same type of configuration, but what you see in Windows 8, I see one assignment. All right? Module 3. In Word, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 assignments. That's 4 of the textbook exercises, 4 of the, in each one of these, 4 of the My IT Lab assignments, and 4 of the end of chapter quizzes for Microsoft and for Module 3. Then there's Excel and PowerPoint. They're all the same. We'd go down, as we're proceeding through this thing, of course, we would be checking these things off. Module 1, hardware, click that off. We finished it. Click that off. Finished it. Just go right through here. You need to read the information in Module 2. Check that off. And then you would do History 1. Once you finish that, check it off. Check them off as you go. And this is how you will track your way through the course. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a brief summary of what you're going to be doing. You can communicate with your course facilitator by email or one of the discussion portlets. That you can make a good grade in this class. And I promise you, I don't care how long you've used any of these products, Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. You will learn something new, guaranteed. I do almost every time I teach the class, and I've been using these products for over 30 years. So get after it. Don't dilly-dally. Don't procrastinate. Knock them out there as fast as you can. Stay in touch with your facilitator. And that covers this little introduction.